folks, Amy and Brian from Colorado Mountain Living.
Hey, welcome back.
So we promised to give you an update on how we are adding upgrades to our Kimbo camper. Brian is taking a solo trip this time.
I'm going to do some biking and a little off-road camping.
On a solo camping trip, and he's outfitted the camper with a few upgrades from when I took the trip. So the funniest thing was, I think people enjoyed the fact that I brought a little honey pot, a bucket to use as a toilet. Well, we actually have an RV designed toilet now.
So yes, now we got a Dometic toilet, so little porta-john there.
Yeah.
So.
It's the cassette style toilet where you fill it with liquid and deodorizer, and then you kind of pump some air into it to get a flush. And so, yeah. A little bit more comfortable to use, actually has a real seat, and the cool thing is that it actually fits exactly in our storage space in the Kimbo.
Exactly. So this will be a nice little addition.
Yeah. So there's that little handy cubby space, and fits tightly inside. So if you ever have an emergency in the middle of the night, or you're a little too scared to go outside, anyhow.
You can just squeeze in there.
I mean, it's good for transport. We could always move it into a different spot if we needed to. Yeah.
We can put it outside and get one of those little privacy curtains.
Yeah. But it's a nice way to just kind of put it away. There's still a little bit more room in there for extension cords or whatever. But it's nice to have. It's a nice to have item, isn't it? Rather than just a bucket.
It is for sure.
Yep. So pack away or storage, secure it, and that's definitely upgrade number 1. For Brian's solo trip camping. Upgrade number 2, as you can see, Brian got a bike rack because can't go camping without biking. Without your bikes.
That's right. This one is pretty nice. Before I had a rack across the bed. Obviously, you can't do that and have a camper. And then I had 2 bike racks on top of the rack. But now this is the hitch-mounted rack with an extension so that the tailgate can come down. But what's unique about this one is. Well, there's 2 things. You can tip it down like that. If say you had a hatchback or something you wanted to be able to get into your hatchback.
Yeah, if say it was on my car, for example.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But the more unique thing, and the reason I like this one the best, is because it swivels out. So, like that. So now you can get back in the camper without having to worry about taking the bikes off and so on.
Yeah.
So, plus you can lock them right onto the rack. So it comes with a cable. You can loop through both bikes. And then there's 3 different locks on this particular one.
When we do travel together, I'll be doing some art shows, and Brian will be taking his bike along so he can have fun while I'm doing my art show, vice versa. It fits 2 bikes, and I think it's definitely key. I know folks were wondering about, if you put a bike rack on there, how do you get into the camper? And people were wondering about how to put a bike rack on there. I mean, how to put a tow hitch on there if your tailgate's down, which ours is down.
So I had to order an 8-inch extension for the hitch. So and Rocky Mounts has the extension because they've got the way you attach it to the hitch receiver, it's got a mechanism where it actually tightens it up. So there's a big ball bearing in there inside, so when you put the bolt in, which is actually a screw bolt, it pushes that ball bearing up, so it causes the hitch so it won't rattle at all. I've been actually looking at this rack for over a year, waiting for it to get a decent price because most of them are well over $1,000, and I didn't want to spend that, so I actually ended up on Amazon $619 for this one, and that included the shipping. So.
Well, that's going to work out well. All right, and we got one more upgrade for you guys.
Yeah, this one's real slick and real nice, so we got ourselves a refrigerator.
So on my trip, I just brought a basic cooler, and that was enough for just what I was doing. I was actually going out to restaurants with friends, so I wasn't entirely camping the entire time. And thanks to SetPower, they're actually sponsoring the video, we actually chose an RV style refrigerator that is gonna work out really well, I think.
Yeah,
so.
It fits perfectly in the space that we've got, plus we can use it in a different way. So we've actually got it mounted right now inside the truck.
So this is a RV style cooler where you can order a separate slider for it.
Yeah, so this is pretty neat. So we've got a slider attached, and there's a locking midway, and then it comes out all the way. So, and then boom. And it's plugged into the truck right now, 12-volt power supply. So, yeah.
It's a 47-quart refrigerator, and it's also can be a freezer if you want to drop temperatures. So let's say you were needing to freeze something like transporting fish or something like that. You can actually drop those temperatures all the way down to 0 really quick. It has a fast chill setting.
So yeah, so 12-volt supply. It's got a fuse right there. Bunch of settings here: high, medium, low, minimum, maximum compressor speeds. So it should work out pretty darn good. And when we put it in the camper portion, you'll see that we're gonna have a countertop on top, and we'll make a pivot on or a hinge so that you can access it real easy. So when you're lifting the lid, you lift the countertop at the same time.
Yeah. So that'll be coming up in the next camper video. Brian's doing some custom cabinetry. He's been working on that, the design for where to fit it on the inside, because when we're traveling with the dog, he's going to be back here, so we won't have room for the fridge. The fridge will have to go into the camper. But if you're just on a solo trip, or if it's just us, or just going down to the lake for a little while, this is a great little way to transport it. The slider's actually ratchet strapped into the back of the seat.
And the other reason I don't have it in the back right now is I don't have a way to secure it yet. So I've got to make some tabs that'll hold it in place, and so that it's not flying around in the back. So.
And probably the best way to secure it is not with a ratchet strap. It's probably to make your own wooden platform and have it drilled into that platform.
Yeah, there are holes in it to screw it down. So that way it's more stable. And it'll be very secure inside the camper. So.
But we like this design because it was more square, lower profile handles, when you still can lift it out and carry it out if you wanted to put it into a picnic table or something.
And the handles are spring loaded too. So once you let go, they flop back down. So that's pretty neat.
So this is the RV45S model from SetPower. This is a freezer that you can use. It doesn't require any additional ice. It has an adjustable temperature from 0 degrees to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. There's a max mode and an eco mode. The max mode is for fast cooling. The eco mode is more for energy saving. So if you're in like a setting where we're running it off a battery, let's say we're running it off a battery inside the camper, we would probably run it on eco mode more often. But it has an intelligent control panel, a sensor LED light, and has 2 baskets on the inside. Anything good in there?
Oh yeah. And pina colada.
Oh yeah.
So there's the big basket on the deep side. So your compressor's on this side. You can see where the vent is. So that takes up some space. So here you've got a smaller basket, so it's easy to, pull stuff out.
So this will come in really handy for Brian when he's out on a hot bike ride and wants to come back and get a cold drink. He'll have some ice cold bevies ready for him.
Yeah, for sure. So nothing nicer than having a beer or some chocolate milk when you get done with a big ride. So
right now it's running off of the DC power source. How does it work when you turn off the truck?
So then we'll use our standalone power source. We've got a couple different ones. We've got a 1500 watt one. We've got solar panels to help recharge it. So if you're driving 4 or 6 hours somewhere, you don't have to use the battery pack to charge it, right? We can if this is in the camper, we're constantly recharging the battery with the truck power source. So we're not utilizing it that way.
Yeah. So I think people sometimes worry about getting the kind of models that require electricity, but there's definitely ways to work it where you're not constantly draining and worrying about your power source. If you've got the portable solar panels, or if you've got a way to plug your battery while you're driving on a long trip, then that's one less thing to worry about as far as powering your portable fridge.
We've got 200 watt solar panels, so that should keep the battery packs charged up pretty well. You can buy these campers with the solar panel already mounted to the roof. So what's nice about the ones we have, they're unique. You can point them. You don't have to worry about pointing your truck in a particular direction. You can just set the solar panels out and face them at the sun. So
definitely check out SetPower for an affordable option for your refrigerator needs on the go, because there's a lot of RV models out there and they're all pretty pricey.
Yeah, I think the one that was spec'd with the camper, if we had bought it, was well over $1,000. So, and this is well under $1,000.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I think there's a special going on right now this week. So we'll leave some links in the video description for you guys if you want to check out the product. check out their products. But I think Brian's going to be in good shape for his trip coming up.
So yeah, for sure.
So in the next video, we're going to show you how we are custom fitting this into the inside of the camper. So this is more of a demo of how you can use it in the back seat or using the slider option. When we're using it on the inside, we're not going to use the slider option due to the configuration of our camper.
Right. Sure.
So thanks again to SetPower for sending us the RV model refrigerator. Anyways, guys, well, thanks for joining us. We'll keep you updated on camper upgrades coming up. We'll see you next time.
All right, bye-bye. Hit that thumbs up button, please.
Bye.
Bye.
Have fun.
Well. Zoom, zoom.
There he goes. What do you think, Biggo? Brian forgot his pillow. I ran to the end of the driveway. He drove off. But he said he's turning around, coming back. You forgot something. You forgot something.
Yeah, the most important thing you can have.
Now you can rest easy.
I got something for you too.
Oh, my mail. Yeah.